By the way, we're live. We're live.
Nah, really?
Oh, hey, my mic's not muted yet. Hi, everybody. We'll see you in a moment. American-born savages.
Blood in the earth where the runes scream and clash. Savages storm, we're the fire from the ash. Chills the war cry, I shatter the cage. Fist to the sky, I'm igniting the rage. Summits my forge, I summon the horde. Savages march, draw your blade, strike the chord. Gather, scream, we're the storm, no retreat. Savages rise, feel the ground shake beneath. Nate the Celt with the ancients' war drum. Blood of the clans, I call you to come. Axes held high, through the mist we collide. Summits the battle where the fearless abide. Gather, scream, we're the storm, no retreat. Savages rise, feel the ground shake beneath. Flash Martin, Goat Man, I'm the spark in the fray. Rogue of the wild, I'm carving the way. No chains, no fear, I summon the pack. Summits our war, there's no turning back. Mighty Mouse, I'm small but I crush. Voice like a hammer, I'm sparking the rush. Sith, broken Jedi, I roar through the strife. Summits our blade, we're cutting through life. Gather, clash, savages storm the path. Rise, fight, we own the endless night. Chills, Nate, Flash, Matt, Sith we call. Savages unite, we'll never fall. Summits the fire, the war that we wage. Storm through the dark, we're breaking the cage. Clocks summons the savages through Valhalla's gate. We charge! We charge! We charge! Gather round, the summit roars on. Through blood and ruin, our war carries on.
What's up, some of the savages, people? Welcome to another untamed episode of the Some of the Savages, where we're going to shred through lies, unearth truths, and roar through mysteries of the wild world. I'm Chills, the host, and leading the charge, we got my co-host Nate swinging his Celtic axe at the mainstream nonsense. Flash dropping insights in like lightning strikes. Matt, he's packing his big brain energy and mighty frame. He's gangster today, and he's slicing through the noise with cosmic precision. Sith is trying to mate with a sharkfish or something. I don't know. So buckle up, because we're going full savage tonight. We're kicking things off with a jaw dropping 2025 discovery from the deep sea that's rewriting ancient history. Then we're getting primal, diving into how animals have shaped who we are body, mind, and soul. As promised from last week, and to cap it off, we're looking to future exploring how humans are hacking their potential to become something more. Something that might leave you inspired or might leave you hungry for what's next. So grab your drinks, crank your volume, and let's unleash the beast within. This is the Summit of Savages.
Chills, Nate, Flash, Matt, Sicily, call.
Now, as I said, we've got the weird one, Matt. We've got the even weirder one, Flash. And these two are trying to figure out. Never mind. Let me not talk about that. But I don't think the green card idea would work. And we got the Nate Kelt above me. We're gonna start off with the Mediterranean shipwreck. The lost. It's like a lost chapter of ancient trade that we had no knowledge of for a long time. In early 2025, marine archaeologists discovered a 3,300-year-old Bronze Age shipwreck off of Turkey's coast. It was loaded with copper ingots, rare artifacts, and early writing tablets dated to around 1300 BCE. It's one of the oldest intact shipwrecks that we have ever found, offering clues about trade networks, navigation, and cultural exchanges between the Hittites, the Mycenaeans, and the Canaanites. These are old cultures, ancient cultures. This find, reported widely in 2025, reshapes understanding of ancient maritime sophistication. We got to keep in mind, we have discussed things similar to this numerous times. I believe this with the reason that this is one of the topics we're covering is I absolutely believe this could be very logical. We need to stop thinking that the people from times before us were stupid and understand that these people went through some sort of cataclysm that made them lose the knowledge that we're just regaining. And we might not be regaining the same knowledge. We might be going on the same tree to get to the same location, but branching off in different ways. So we got to consider all those factors. With that being said, the ship carried 73 copper ingots. I got to keep my hand out from in front of the camera. Let me, matter of fact, pull this over here so I can actually have the camera in front of me. Okay, the ship was carrying 73 copper ingots, likely from Cyprus, showing massive trade networks 3,300 years ago. How advanced were these Bronze Age sailors? Let's think about that. The wreck's preservation is it's unreal. There's wood, cargo, and even tools that are still intact. What does it say about their shipbuilding skills if they're still intact? We got to consider everything from this. Nate, do you think that this proves that the ancient people were global traders way earlier than we considered?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. If you think how many times have we thought that Columbus was the one that went the furthest, and then we found out somebody else did it before him, and then somebody else did it before them. So why wouldn't couldn't there be somebody else that did it before that we last thought was the one that did the global trading and
Well,
went the furthest?
okay. Flash.
Well, yeah.
I got a different
Like,
question for you, Flash.
well, no.
Is your ancestors the reason that the word orc became? Did they have chains?
Um,
Did they have chains and horse things across your ancestors' mouth? and making them look like they was orcs? Because you guys already got the look locked
I don't know.
out. I'm
Anything
just
could be
messing with you. But go ahead, throw your insights out there, Flash.
It kind of confused me now. I do reckon that the most likely was trading in them days, because you've got to look back of what the stuff they had, and there was a lot of gold and stuff in them days compared to what there is today, because it's more like controlled of today's.
You're
So
telling
yeah,
me it
I
wasn't
do think they
controlled
were
back
great.
then?
No, because if you think about it, they weren't the same governing bodies like they are of today's. So there was a lot more gold in them days because of that reason.
No, it was just his control. Look at Mensa Musa. He was one of the most richest gold baron kings in Africa. He was the richest man in the world. There's never been anybody who had more than him. If you look
Well,
in
all right,
history.
and I'll rephrase it. It was easier to get gold in them days than it is today because it's more mined. It's more like it's basically meaning that it was easier to get gold in them days than it is today because it's more mined. It's more like it's basically meaning. Well, yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
What the heck is going on here? It says
Something's
OBS.
going on with YouTube.
Let me look. Let me look. It says it's still streaming, but I just got a pop up saying something about it being disconnected. That is
It
weird.
froze there for a good bit.
Let me pull it up on my own browser.
I mean, it's back up and running, but it froze there for a minute.
What about it? Can you verify? Okay. Pop up saying something about it. Okay, it's on. I mean, it says we've been going for 10 minutes. I have it to the left of me. Okay, but back to Mensa Musa and the whole gold idea. Flash, what you got to understand is
Mm,
there was a
It's,
point in
it's
time when
buffering again, bro.
I'm watching it. It's live.
And I'm telling you what I see on my screen,
Yeah, maybe
that
on
it is
yours.
frozen.
I mean, I'm showing a connection on one part. Here, I'll pull up. I'll turn off my Wi-Fi connection on my phone, and just to verify, I don't want you guys to have bad quality shit. So I'm trying to make sure that we got everything right. So let me pull up YouTube on my phone. Turned off Wi-Fi.
Yeah, for some reason it keeps freezing on YouTube.
I am pulling it up. Okay, now I have it up on my phone and I have it up on here so I can see it. And right now, it's still 15 seconds behind. I can tell you that because I
Yeah,
was
it's good at the moment,
okay. Okay,
but
so let's
like I
continue
said,
this though.
it's freezing.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on, but I didn't give it my all last stream, so I will fight through it. Um, let's go to the next part of the same topic. There was secrets in the cargo. There was artifacts including Mycenaean pottery, Canaanite jewelry, hinting at a culture societies were more connected than history books claim. Clay tablets with writing were found. Could they reveal a lost language or trade deals? Trade deals are probably likely. What do you guys think? Are the tablets just receipts, or could they hide secrets about ancient alliances? We'll start with you. Both makes sense. I wonder if they were connected to the Templars in any way. I don't want to start asking questions to Grok and see because it might lead me astray or within bad information. What about you, Nate? Tablets, receipts, or hidden alliances?
I would say alliances because did they really use receipts back then?
They have found land grants with stones and receipts. Flash, don't you still
That's
own your
land
land
grants,
because
but
of a
that's a
stone
little
buried
different.
on it? Don't you still own part of the Orc Empire from the stones you guys laid?
Uh, we have something called Stonehenge. I don't know if that's part of it.
No, I'm talking about your Orcish Empire.
I don't know.
Oh, he's
Like I
still
said, I don't
thinking.
follow it.
Are you related to hobbits?
Well, no, obviously not.
Exactly, because you're an orc. Okay. Okay, let's keep going, though. Mainstream history downplays the Bronze Age maritime. It downplays the skills, but this wreck shows more that we got to consider. It shows advanced navigation, so why would we underestimate it? Some speculate the ship's route suggests contact with unknown societies. Could there be undiscovered players in these areas? Could there be the cultures that we were told about in some of the ancient history books or some of the ancient biblical, the Bible or the any of these ancient texts? Could they be speaking of people that can now be validated or proven? Um, Nate, you seem more skeptical about a lot of things when we discuss them. So let me ask you: is it a juice box with a fancy boat, or evidence of a lost chapter of history?
I'd say it's a possible lost chapter of history
I'm with
because
you on that.
there's so much stuff that we haven't found tied to history. That's why I think it's a lost chapter.
Yeah, I mean, with it being found 3,300 years old for a shipwreck and it's intact with all this ingots and different cultural items, we can no longer act like, oh, the people, they were cavemen or anything like that 5,000, 10,000 years ago. We really got to consider what chaos ensued in the last 30,000 years. Okay, now, only a fraction of this wreck has been explored due to depth and funding. But the question I have, because we've seen it by other countries, and we've actually seen it by Turkey too. Let's be honest. But with this being in Turkey, could they be just working at a slow walk, like a slow walking pace? Like similar wrecks have sparked rumors of suppressed fines to protect his like historical narratives. Think about it's a religious area. So I mean, isn't that why they deny the Noah's Ark ideology up there? We've got to consider that. And I mean, some people love conspiracy. So I'll ask you guys, what do you think they're not telling us about the shipwreck?
Matt, what do you think?
What do you think they're not telling us about the shipwreck? Well, they probably would keep something like that hidden until they had information on it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, you got Göbekli Tepe there. You got Noah's Ark there. You got so many different cultures or so many different cultural sites there. It has Mycenaean and Canaanite. Canaanite was pre and during early Christianity, Judaism, when the Hebrews dinosaurs was there and all that. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me I'm inaccurate on some point of that. I'm just trying to give it an understanding aspect for Matt. Okay, why it matters. This show, this find actually does show ancient globalization, trade culture, tech. How does it mirror the world today besides it's not being a technology that we understand? Because if we took a computer to the people of ancient times, they would not know what the hell to do with it. But if they brought us the anti-Kythera mechanism from ancient times, we wouldn't know what to do with it either. Yeah, you might get a couple people that ended up figuring it out, just like they would end up figuring it out there. But just looking at it in the very first time in your hands, you would not know what the hell you're doing. And we have to consider things like that. What does uh what do you hope to find on an ancient shipwreck? And if anybody in chat wants to even respond to this, let me know. What would you guys want us to find with this specific shipwreck? Now it does connect to biblical times. What would you want it to find? You just don't understand that whole time period. Well, you're just touching. He's still very young, not even 21 yet.
Just imagine this guy saying like the Holy Grail or something.
I think the Holy Grail might have ended up in Nova Scotia or England. That's another topic for another time, and that's a great topic there. Flash uses it for a beer mug. Our next topic is animal effects on humans, partners, guides, and game changers. Okay. Like, what is that? 600 milligrams in? Okay. Okay. So for the next topic, background. Um, Animals have shaped humanity for millennia, from dogs at aiding survival to cats protecting early farms. Yes, cats protected early farms from birds. In modern therapy, animals rewiring emotions. Their impact spans practical, cultural, and possibly evolutionary, making them humanity's unsung allies. We have dogs, basically the OG wingman. But let me make this clear. I am all for support animals when they're actually support animals. I am not for people that, how do I put this in the most polite way without trying to be offensive? Okay, so
Use the system.
not only abuses the system, you got people out there that are just lazy and want to have an animal and, oh, I want my own support animal, and don't actually have something wrong with it. Like Nate, if you was to go get your dog registered as a support animal, if it's not already, I would stand behind you 1,000,000%, because knowing what you just went through and everything, they would absolutely give you that animal for that specific reason to make sure it kept you out of a depressive state. Okay, so I'm all for medically helping people, but people that are just, oh, we need a support animal just so we could say we have a support animal, and take this little teacup dog or this gigantic Saint Bernard on an airplane. Like, come on now. There's got to be aspects and structure to this. But yes, I'm all for support animals when they're actually needed. If they gave every single returning soldier an animal and said, hey, this is your new best friend, so be it. I'm all for it. But if they gave everybody that's 450 pounds a dog when they're 5 foot, and it's just because they refuse to work, and this person's depressed because they refuse to work, and now they got this support animal that they can't afford to feed, who says that they're not going to harm that dog. That's what I look at. Let's go into the actual part, the actual conversation. Dogs are the OG wingman, domesticated between 20 and 40,000 years ago. Dogs helped humans hunt, guard, and thrive. They did make they did make us the top species. Once we learned how to domesticate them, we were able to hunt more. We were able to do more because we had a companion that we didn't. It was no longer waiting animals out for them to get tired. It was get them, Fido, and then you run over and help Fido. Studies do show dog owners have lower stress and better heart health. Is this why they're our best buds? Like, is that ingrained in DNA? Could be. Nate, you have Marley. You're into ancient vibes. How do you think dogs changed the early Celtic tribes?
I
You
mean,
could use one of your own stories with Marley as instance. I mean, it's completely up to you.
my personal experience with how dogs specifically react to humans' emotions and everything else. Um, like when I first was diagnosed and kind of starting to lose it and spiral a little bit, Marley understood. Marley knew right away, was up in my lap, getting in my face,
Every time I
leaning
called you,
into
that dog
me.
was on your lap.
Yep. I mean, you see, even now, almost every podcast he comes up because he just wants to make sure I'm okay.
Yep.
You know, um, even as far as, and it's funny because a lot of people don't know this, but like if you use the restroom and your dog comes in, it's because they're there to protect you because in the animal culture, in the animal world, they protect each other when somebody's going to the restroom.
No.
And you're considered their alpha.
I
That's
disagree.
why,
I disagree. Listen, I disagree because I've once seen a video where they said when you were going to the restroom, you were letting the demons out, and that dog was standing as a soldier so you could let them damn demons out. No, obviously the video was fake, but still, somebody really went through the effort to make it, so I had to use it for an instance. No,
of
I, I
course you would.
I understand what you're saying 100%, Nate. Okay,
But animals, can sense even a slight mood shift. You know,
we're gonna go into that part more. Don't worry. Flash, you have a dog also.
Yeah. My well, like nature said, dogs can sense if you're upset or you're peed off, because they'll always try and do something like to cuddle up to you to make you try and happy and stuff. So, yeah, I do think that they're to help you, in whichever way possible, like if it's hunting or trying to get food on your plate or whatever, they're there to try and help you with that.
Dude, I can go at you so
So,
hard right now, but you're my buddy, so I won't do it.
and
I
as a
got
quick
so many I could have came off with. Go ahead.
one, I can say that I remember that even before my diagnosis, Marley started acting a little bit more. I don't want to say the word protective,
Cautious.
but he sensed something was wrong with me
Cautious around you.
before yeah, like he was very protective. He always
Okay.
was laying at my feet in my chair.
I had a dog. This is why I'm going to tell everybody why I don't care for dogs. My first dog was half wolf, half German Shepherd. I got him when I went camping with my dad when I was about 8 years old because my dad took me camping, got all hammered, and left me with his friends while he disappeared in the woods for a few days. Okay, so when he come back, he felt bad. He didn't want me to tell my mom that hey, he left me with these people. So he got me a dog. We took this dog home. It was massive. I named this dog Tattoo because it had a big tattoo of a cow on its face. Like it looked like a cow body and all. So I named him Tattoo instead of Cow. We were moving. I think I was about 10 years old at this point. Dog was huge. We couldn't take him with us. Guy by the name of Fred said he would take him. He said, "Yeah." He said, "That's a good dog. I'll take him. He's a good dog." It was my dad's friend. Told my dad, "Yeah, I'll take care of him. You ain't got nothing to worry about." 6 months later, I found out Tattoo was offed by somebody because he got out of Fred's backyard. So I didn't care for dogs after that. Then my mom had a dog named Gizmo. It was a Pekingese, and he was the only one who actually ended up growing on me. And after like 14 years, he died. So I don't care for dogs. My cat's an asshole, and I'm proud of my cat. He comes home bloody every day. He goes out and fights pit bulls. Right now, my cat's ear has a hole about that big in it from some dog chomping on him. But that's all the damage he had from that dog. I don't know why he likes to fight dogs, but hey, whatever. Go ahead.
You know, they do say
Go.
pets resemble their owners, right?
Yeah, my cat's a bright orange. Like I said, he's an asshole. But his name's Nimrod. His
Like
he
perfect.
he is his name is Nimrod, named after the ancient leader. I had to. Okay, Matt, you got a story for us?
No, I hate dogs.
You had so many different dogs. That's probably why you hate them.
I was attacked by one too.
I got bit by a dog. It was a damn wolf.
Sorry for you.
It had hold of me. Nate, you know my mom. She'll tell you if you ever talk to her. If she's ever here when I'm talking to you on a video, you could ask her about it. What was Lupo? Lupo bit me right here, and this son of a bitch's mouth was that big. Like, dude, its jaw was that big. It had my whole side. Its owner, Kevin, ran up and punched in the head like 4 times. I was a little kid.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I thought that thing was going to eat me. Kevin punched it like 4 or 5 times. Then he bought me ice cream, told my mom his dog attacked me, brought me all kinds of gifts over, and that son of a bitch didn't even break the skin. What was that about?
I've got I've got a story for you. Hey, Charles.
Go for it. Flash, wait,
Well,
stop.
um,
Stop. Just because it's legal in your country doesn't mean it's legal in our country. So keep it to U.S. legal guidelines.
funny. No, it's not like that. I had a dog about 10, 15 years ago. It was called Mac, right? And we had also pets, pet rats. And one day we was sat there and we could hear the squealing. And our rat used to go up into the kitchen side, go into the dog food and go and nick the food, and then go and try and hide the food because that's what rats would do. And one day we saw our dog in the hallway with these paws on top of the rat, mugged the rat from the bread, and then the rat pissed off, hopping, chasing after the dog because he'd been mugged for the food off off the rat. And the rat just was so pissed off. But it made us all smile, you know what I mean? And we thought the dog would have killed him because it was the size of him, but it didn't. He was harmless. So that's why I love dogs because of that reason.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go into the cats. Cats were domesticated. Well, they domesticated themselves. That's a crazy part people need to consider. Cats domesticated themselves 10,000 years ago by hunting rodents near the settlements, possibly saving a lot of early agriculture. From Egypt gods to internet memes, cats have cultural chokehold. What's their secret? I can tell you what their secret is. They're assholes, and that's why we love them. I know you guys are both Team Dog, Flash and Nate, aren't you?
Well, I like cats too.
But Team
No,
Cat,
I'm the cat.
team, team Cat,
I'm
Team
more
Dog.
team dog than
Flash,
I'm
Team
more
Cat, or
team
Team
dog,
Dog?
but
Team Dog, unfortunately.
Cat.
Me and Matt's Team Cat because of Nimrod. I think both animals have different aspects to help humanity. But I don't think it's a good idea to always have both in the same household, unless they were a puppy and a kitten when they were bought and gotten together. Okay, so now let's go into the next part of this topic: animals as mind hackers. Therapy animals like horses and dolphins aid PTSD, autism, and depression. People don't know that. How do they unlock our brains? Many cultures see animals as spiritual guides, Native Americans specifically. Could they link us to a deeper truth? Like, are we connected to the animals in a different way that we don't understand or don't remember? Matt,
Hmm.
have you ever had an animal moment that felt bigger than science?
Huh?
Okay, here, let me make it an easier way to ask.
sorry.
Anybody on a stream right now, what's your take on animal spirits?
Spirit guides. Or
Mine would mine would be the Tasmanian devil. What do you think, Flash?
Um, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yours would be the
You know,
donkey. Donkey.
no,
yeah, dude.
no,
Flash's would be the porcupine.
no, mine will be a porcupine.
It'd be a hedgehog.
No, it'd be a dog.
Matt would be the prairie dog.
No, meerkat. He's definitely a meerkat.
Okay, so let's keep going. Like there's wolves and stuff too, which a lot of ancient cultures, Alfednar, berserkers, they bears and wolves were vital to their culture. Wolves and bears shaped primal fears. Are modern phobias tied to ancient survival? I think we have ingrained DNA with memories that we don't exactly remember. We inherit the feeling of danger from that specific aspect. Zoonotic diseases like pandemics leap from animals to human. Are we too cozy with animals? No. I think we need to stop letting these fucking scientists, excuse my language, but we need to stop letting these fucking scientists try to inject animals with this shit to see what happens. I understand testing to stop it, but there's got to be an alternative method that doesn't involve giving a living thing a goddamn injection that could jump to a human.
I think they just need to quit messing with stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Are animals secretly pulling our strings?
Feel like a cat's, yeah.
How many times do you see them knock something off of the edge of a table, and they'll like tip it, and then when you get close, swap.
And
Oh,
if their bowl's like half full, they look at you and go, "Fill it, peasant."
okay, so let's go into the best part of this whole topic right here. AI is starting to decode animal communication. Whale songs and bird calls are the first. They may be some of the most complicated too. Will we soon talk with animals? De extinction might revive mammoths or dodos. Should we play God with nature? We've discussed that before. If you could talk to one animal, what would it be and what would be the first question?
Mine would be a tell because they live up to like 100 years. So you could ask it questions like what it was like 100 years ago.
I don't know what happened to your camera, but Flash, I swear I'm on the same thing with you.
And that's something really old, like what lives for a very long time. Like what was it like 100 or 200 years ago? If it can live to
Oh,
200 years,
there's turtles that are 300 years old. But but Nate, what animal would you talk to if you could talk to one animal? A currently living animal.
I mean, along the lines of what Flash said, but I'd go with like gator or crocodile because they live a long time and they're ties to prehistoric animals. So
I see what you're saying, but there's something that lives longer than that. What about you?
Probably some kind of turtle. Cause
I could tell all of you guys that the turtle was not the oldest living things. Somniosis microcephalus, the Greenland shark, is estimated to be around 400 years old. I would talk to that bastard. And I would simply say, show me the shipwrecks. He ain't going to be able to give us any pertinent information. A turtle would be able to give you pertinent information. But a shark, all he could tell you is about the seas. We wouldn't learn very much. Well, we might. I don't know. Because it could probably tell you about a lot of the chaos. For that matter, go with the tortoise. They were all saying that, Scrog. They were absolutely saying that. The tortoise might be the best bet, though, overall, because it's a land and water mammal.
tell you secrets about both.
I'm saying with gators,
What's that?
I can tell you secrets about both.
Yeah, gators, they're assholes. They'd probably still try to chomp on you after they told you. I wouldn't trust them. Elephants, they live pretty long. I think they're super intelligent. Or maybe one of these ancient fish that have lived for thousands of years. They're just finding. Okay, so let's go into the final topic. I'm not going to go through the whole topic because it's really expanded. And we're already running pretty far into it. Like the show should be over in about 12 minutes. It might not be though. So, unlocking human potential, biohacking and future tech. Advancing in biohacking, CRISPR gene editing, neural implants, and nootropics are pushing human limits in 2025. From enhancing memory and boosting the physical performance, these techs inspire awe. I actually seen a bionic suit I was looking at yesterday. It was crazy. The guy was able to lift over 1,000 pounds, but I would be afraid of breaking bones with that. These texts inspire awe about what humans could become, sparking curiosity about future while grounding listeners in real science. It's a topic that feels like a knowledge drop and leaves the audience wanting to explore more. So, the biohacking revolution, CRISPR trials in 2025 are targeting genetic diseases and boosting traits like muscle growth. Could we engineer superhumans? I think this is the biggest mistake we could possibly make. We don't know if those genes that they're editing have alternative things that they do. Yes, it might control this DNA, which allows this disease to hit this DNA. Okay, so we eliminate that. Did that just eliminate the protection for this DNA over here? We don't know enough knowledge to be playing God. Neural implants like Neuralink are improving memory and connecting brains to AI. Are we becoming cyborgs? No, but Neuralink I feel differently about because I feel that Neuralink could be used specifically to save people from not being able to walk, not being able to see, things of that nature. If it's helping them quadriplegic be able to walk again, I am all for it. So I'm
I
not.
am all for it, but I'm also all against it as well because once you start getting people who use it for to help someone walk, then then you'll have the government like trying to like hack into them, maybe be able to access their brains
Stop.
and see what
Stop.
they've
Stop.
been up to and stuff.
Stop. Tell me this, Flash.
Yeah.
Do you think if they're coming out with Neuralink now, our government didn't have it 50 years ago?
Well, yeah.
Okay, think about that. They already make super soldiers with Neuralink style systems. There's no argument. That technology did not just randomly appear out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Do you guys think biohacked humans are the next step in evolution? I do not. I think there are things that we could use to help our bodies, but I think more natural is more safer. Like, let's look at some real world wins. Athletes are using nootropics for focus and biohacking track sleeping or track biohackers track sleep with wearables. I don't have my watch; it's upstairs. Um, a lot of the Fitbits or the Apple watches, those track your heartbeat and a lot of different things. That's a biohack I'm not exactly against, but I feel that it's still vulnerable to hackers. Um, in 2025, a paraplegic was seen walking with an exoskeleton. That's what I was telling you guys about. I seen the video on that. What's the next breakthrough? If they got a paraplegic walking with an exoskeleton, Nate, what's the next breakthrough?
Straight up bionics, internal bionics.
Flash. And they might be able to help you. It might not be rated as a second belly button any longer.
Uh-huh. Uh, I do
um,
think
And you hold
the
the
next
goal.
I do think the next one will be where they could maybe like hook you to say like the internet, and so you could be surfing in your head, sort of like being able to see what's going on in your head,
okay,
where you
but
can access the internet.
before we go into that, what do you think the coolest human upgrade that we have currently is right
Uh,
now? Look,
I
this
think
dude's
mobile phones, really.
he was just chewing his thumb for some weird reason. Mobile phones would be
No,
the. You're
I was
saying
scratching my commands because I got from it.
mobile phones are
Go on.
human upgrades. Yeah, for the people that have them inject or implanted in their arms, I'm talking human upgrades.
Uh,
Okay,
I don't know.
nootropics are those like I don't want to refer to them as pills, but they're little capsules that allow you to focus more with natural elements. Not all of them. I wouldn't suggest any specific one because I don't have enough knowledge on them. But I know some of them do have it. There is evidence with them working. So things of that nature. I've seen people put magnets on the end of their fingertips, and it was just really, really stupid. But it was so they could hold shit. What do you think, Nate? Have you seen any human upgrades?
I mean, the only things I could think of off the top of my head, but they're not exactly upgrades, but they're helps, are like that surgery for helping blind people be able to see. It I can't remember what it's called,
Should
but
we?
you end up with like a little tube coming out your
Well,
cornea,
let me
and
ask you
then the
this.
implant, the cochlear implant
Let me ask you
for
this.
deaf people.
Would you consider an upgrade being some of these monks that are able to produce fire? Some of these monks that are able to actually hold like a staff in front of them while elevating themselves off the ground. Yes, there's many people that are frauds that have different things to make it look stupid and it allows them. But there are very few that actually are able to do this. Would we consider them being upgraded humans? Or the ice guy that can hold his breath underwater or can go in cold water? Or the guy that has the magnetic skin naturally? Would those be upgrades? I mean, because this here, I think this was more focused on technological upgrades, but I think that our bodies are upgrading according to as the time it takes, and it's not just I'm going to get an upgrade. You're no. As the next 20 generations down the road, there's going to be an evolution of sorts, but I don't feel that the Darwin theory evolution is accurate. I think we evolve based on the environment, but in a way that we actually evolve, not just going from a caveman to what we are now. Mm, it's hard to explain. It's
I,
too big of a topic to really
I agree with Charles Xavier. Mutation is the next step in evolution.
more or less. I feel that could be it. But we do got the ethical questions. Could it widen inequality? You know what? No. Listen, who gives a shit if somebody else works harder than I do and they earn something that I can't afford? If I'm working and I can't afford it, then that means I got to do something different. We need to stop acting like everybody has to have everything that everybody else has. That's just the most stupid shit in the world. If I teach my kids, you want it, earn it, and people need to do that more often because this teaching, oh, you deserve it. If they got it, you should get one too. No, they got it. How about you get out there and do whatever work they did to get it? Yeah, some people get free shit sometimes. If you ain't that people, then they got lucky and you didn't. So be it. Life's that way.
Life sucks.
Hey, I look
And
out for you, you fucker.
I'm sorry, get a helmet.
but
What was that?
Said life's hard, get a helmet.
I do want to make a mention. Flash, you silly fuck. And every other father watching the podcast right now. We're never accepted for Father's Day or appreciated a lot of the time in general. Tomorrow's your day. If you don't get to do nothing else, sleep a little bit of extra. Even if you get to sleep 15 minutes extra for yourself, do it for yourself and have a happy Father's Day. Okay,
Oh, well, I don't.
there's more on the biohacking the human, but I feel that this is a topic that we're going to have to come back to once some of these other things are done being tested. Because I don't want to get in any further into it where we're talking about things that they have in discussions of being tested right now that might lead us in just an incorrect path. So we will have to come back to that one. But at this moment right now, I need to go here. And this is the outro, the monologue to end the stream. This is the Summit of Savages, and it's time to wrap up another epic climb up to the summit. We dove into ancient shipwrecks. That's rewriting history. We can no longer deny the ancient trade routes. We got primal on how animals affect humans and shape our history and our souls. And we discussed a little bit about the biohacking the humans. A huge shout out to Flash, Nate, and Matt. Sith, I hope you succeed in breeding with your shark. And for bringing the heat, you guys are awesome. While we still kept it savage. So, listeners out there, you're the heartbeat of the show. Hit us up on X, on here, in the comments. Use the hashtag Summit of Savages, and I'll check them. And let us know what you want us to discuss. Share your wild theories. Listen, I can appreciate a lot of other YouTube channels. But one thing I know about 90% of other YouTube channels, they give a shit less about what non-paying people want to talk about. Those are the people that I'm saying send me the information. I want you guys' theories. You don't have to spend money to get me to talk about it. Just give me the theories that you have. I love hearing other people's theories. And share them, like I said. Next week, we'll be back with more truth, more mysteries, and more surprise topics that should blow your mind. Stay savage, stay curious, and we'll see you on the next show. Possibly throughout the week. But until then, I'm Chills. You seen this weird one over here? You can partially see him. You had Nate and you had Flash. We are the Summit of Savages, and you got to watch it. Until next week, stay savage.